Hello everybody, welcome back to another Felt Chat. If you've never watched one of these before, this is a weekly series. Well, sometimes weekly, sometimes not, depends on a lot of stuff. But this is a series where I just kind of hang out and chat with you, and most recently have been just eating up all the weekly bosses in Genshin while I do it. Before we get started, too deep, I'm trying some new stuff out in the video in terms of like cutting different like just walking parts out. As well as, this is a spoiler warning, I will be fighting the new weekly boss. I will not say who they are if you don't know yet. If you haven't done the story yet, and you don't know who the new weekly boss is, this is your spoiler warning. I will be fighting them last, so I will give a secondary one before I fight them, but this is still your warning. Alright, let's talk about the characters I'm using. This is probably going to be my squad for the whole thing. I'm probably going to replace Kazuha with Zhongli when I get to Aztaha, because Aztaha I want a shielder for. This is my level 89 Yoimiya. She's wonderful. Use Hamayumi on her because it looks wonderful. Two-piece Gladiator, two-piece Crimson Witch of Flames. Here are my pieces. Pretty okay stuff overall. I'm still farming for some better stuff for her. And the biggest one is I never get good Crimson Witch of Flames stuff. This is like the best piece I've ever gotten, and it's 12-13, and I also rolled 14% defense, as you can see. So while she's doing good, she could be doing so much better if those two rolled better. It's still 56, 133. Got that 61% power damage, so she's not bad. Here's my Jinki. He's using a level 80 sack sword, which I believe I finally got to refinement 2. He's using two-piece Noblesse, two-piece Heart of Depth, which his mask is kind of trash because it rolled 30% defense, but hey, it's crit rate, I need that. He's got a Hydro Goblet that's pretty nutters, except it rolled 19% defense. It rolled Elemental Mastery is why I'm excited. Then he's got an Energy Recharge crit damage Sands, well, after the attack percent, of course. He's got a decent one of these. Once again, I keep rolling defense percent on stuff, but like everything else about it is so good. It'll roll like 2 or 3 good stats and then like 1 terrible, and I'm like, that's good enough to keep. Because it has 4-piece VV, lots of ER and Elemental Mastery. ER, EM. I do have crit damage, which is funny because, well, I don't think I really need to roll crit damage, but hey, I'll take it. And then just, you know, classic 4-piece Noblesse Oblige on Bennett. What a crit damage, mostly ER, EM. He does have kind of a bonkers feather, though. And a pretty solid flower. Alright, I forgot to show off. Here are his total stats. He has really bad crit damage. I could probably swap out his circlet, TBH, but, I mean, he's fine for now. He's not here to do damage, and he does damage just fine. This is my Kazuha. Like I said, I accidentally have a ton of crit damage, but it's unnecessary, because all that matters is that 677 EM. Alright, well, that's the spending way too long talking about my characters. Let's go Bully Child! Unfortunately, I don't think I actually need anything from him anymore, except for upgrades for himself. Yeah, hi, how are you? We've been talking for 3 minutes already, and it's just been about my characters. I hope everyone who's watching this has been having a good week so far. I've been having a great one. I, finally got my Mecha Dragon inside of Final Fantasy XIV. That was really cool, because that thing looks incredible. In case you're wondering, I don't put much respect on Child during this fight. He, I don't put much respect on him. He doesn't deserve it. It's only phase 2 I personally find that I need to worry. Well, that's about it. It's phase 2 is kind of a worry, but phase 1's kind of a worry. But yeah, I finally got my Mecha Dragon instead of 14. If you don't know how the Mecha Dragon works, I had to beat every extreme fight in the game several times over. Well, not several times. I didn't have to, but I had to beat them often enough to get the mounts from each of them, and then after that, I had to go do an additional quest to go get a bigger mount. As you can see though, my Yoimi is pretty good. She's very great at single target. I really like her. She's a lot of fun. Nothing good. Okay, here comes the different part. I'm going to pause the recording and then resume the recording after I get to the next boss. Let's see how this goes. And through the power of movie magic, that should have been a flawless pause and restart of the thing. And now we're ready to fight the wolf boss with this exact same squad because this squad is totally fine. I'm trying this because I've realized in a lot of my videos there's a lot of downtime when walking around, and I'll often get lost in my own thoughts, lost in the sauce, so to speak. And so I thought it might be smarter slash better to add in like little breaks for myself to regain my thoughts, for one. No. Didn't dodge. Sag. And because of that, I'm going to try this out for now. We'll see how this goes. There's no guarantee it's going to go well. Also, man, I love Yoimi. It's just so much fun. Yeah, back to what I was saying. I recently farmed out all of the Dargan mounts inside of 14, which means I did all the extreme trials from Shadowbringers. I might do a rankings video on them soon, but I'm not sure how I would feel about how I would go about doing that. I don't have enough gameplay, I don't think, to talk about them all. And I don't really want to do like an extra run of each fight just to get more gameplay. I mean, I could. But I still want to make the... If you watch this, you're going to get a spoiler ahead of time for my next video idea is that'll probably be coming out Wednesday if I can get my act together. Big ol' if, by the way. But I'm planning on doing a video talking about Dragoon and endgame and how to improve a Dragoon a bit. Like, you're new to... It will be one of those, you're new to endgame guides, here's how to make yourself better at Dragoon. Another sword billet! Oh my goodness, they're actually dropping for once. This is wild. I don't even know what I would use that on. How many? I think I have like 2 or 3 of those. Yeah, I have 2 sword billets. It's really tempting to just buff up Kazuha's Iron Sting, but I'm also probably... I could just do the Eminoma Kageuchi, because this thing's passive going up is insane. It's so much better than the Renkor's passive, especially when the Renkor is not mediocre. It's just that it's only specific characters get great use out of the Renkor, whereas the Kageuchi can be used by like any sword character. Alright, once again, we're going to pause, and when we come back, I'll be at a different boss, Lamau. And through the power of pausing and playing, I'm at the next boss with full burst energy. I'm also doing this because I wanted to cut out all that burst energy farming that I do for some of the bosses, because I just like being with the one-phase Storm Terror. Because he's so long otherwise. It's also because I realized my videos were getting to be like 25 plus minutes because of all the bosses in the game. After they added in Azdaha as the 4th one to do on the weekly, I realized how long my videos were getting. Now they've added in a 5th one, which... They're not coming yet, I'm going to do Azdaha first. But then after Azdaha... Which, once again, I'll be nice. I'll say a secondary spoiler warning when it's coming up in the video, and you can skip over the section. I'll be polite. Run away. Alright, let's see if this works. This will be rough. I have to pop like 3 bursts in a row, and then I have to use Yoimiya without falling off the Dargan's back. Nailed it. Okay, I was just worried I was going to fall off the back. That's my first one cycle with Yoimiya. I typically end up getting launched off the back of the Dargan during that, and that's really sad. Her little backflip is kind of awkward. That's not bad! The artifacts I've been getting haven't been great, but at least they're good fodder. I'm still really heavily thinking of whaling for the Shogun Raiden. I recently got her on my free-to-play account, and she's an absolute joy to play with. I don't even have good artifacts or a good weapon. I have like a non-fully... I don't know, it's level 80 now. Prototype Star Glitter on her. I need to fish on my free-to-play account so I can go get the catch, so that I can stop having to swap everything between Raiden and jungling. Alright. I'm gonna pause again. When I come back, we'll be at Azdaha, and I'll be talking about the new squad I'm using for him. Alright, we back. And see, look at Zhongli! Zhongli's probably one of my favorite supports. He makes me so brain dead with how powerful this thing is. He's just using a classic 4-piece of the Millilith. I gave him this because this is a decent flower. And then he's got some pretty dang good stuff. He's like unironically got some really good DPS stuff. Also, not even mad about rolling that much HP percent because he scales off it so well. This one kind of made me sad, but it was an on-set Geo Gobbler that rolled crit rate. Like, what do you want me to do? This one's not great because it rolled that EM, and I kind of think he would rather have a crit damage circlet. Then what? He's got an extra 25% from that. Like, he could lose the 25% and still be at 45%? No, he'd be at 35%, never mind. I would need more crit rate on something else, I am now realizing. I guess to be fair, technically that could be like... I could give him the death match and then swap out the hat. Or give him like the lithic spear to give him that extra like 12% crit rate when he's in squads with Liyue characters. I typically pair him with Zhao, who is from Liyue. So that would give him 12% crit, which I think would make up for it. That's some theory crafting I can do later. I like using the Fav Lance because it just gives him so much ER that he doesn't need to worry about anything. But yeah, let's go fight Astaha. Oh no, I don't have enough resin. I don't ever, like, literally ever spend my resin in this game. Or, sorry, my condensed resin in this game. Whenever the game's like, you're gonna have to use condensed resin, I'm like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, okay, I talked about my dragons, and the other thing I wanted to talk about was how much I am enjoying... I am super enjoying, yeah, don't kill me. Inazuma. Like, I think Inazuma is, like, an absolute delight. And the new Inazuman story has been just wonderful. I just get enough energy to... There we go. No, you're leaving, you jerk! Well, I hit a 30k crit in there, so I can't be but so mad, right? It'd be great if I could, like, actually hit him while he did this, in place of just kind of wasting my entire burst on Jinki. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to having like an R3 sack sword on my free-to-play account, but my Jinki on this account feels so much more unlucky. Now, he's absorbing the power of Pyro. I'm gonna leave. It's really funny having 2 accounts in this game. That's something I've considered dropping several times recently because it's a lot of playing on the daily if I want to play catch up and keep up. But I've also realized how that doesn't bother me too much to like drop one of my accounts for a day or two. Because like my whale one is so geared that like honestly I could skip days here and there and be totally fine. I can't even call this a whale account. I haven't pulled that much. I think it's very soon about to become a whale account because Raiden Shogun looks to be like my exact type of character that I want to play with. She looks like so much fun. I don't know if I can avoid the calling of whales for oh wait, never mind, that's a spoiler, I can't say that out loud. I was about to say a spoiler from the Inazuman story stuff. But like I said, that's a spoiler. Don't say that out loud, Felt. You would get people mad at you. Yeah, also, I've seen a lot of people not be happy about the Inazuman storyline that came out this patch, and I don't get it. I thought the story was phenomenal. I think some people are setting themselves up for failure with that. I don't think some people realize that, realize what type of story this game is going to be giving. You know, I think they expect almost too much from the story. And so they like just set themselves up for disappointment. Stares at Destiny 2 fanbase. Another thing I could talk about, that's a game that I've actually been kind of enjoying again. It's alright. It's in a better place than it has been, and that's always a good selling point for me. Better place than it has been is always good for Destiny. I will say, that Iron Banner rework better be coming soon, Bungie. I recently did that this week. That was not great. Iron Banner is still not in a fun spot, unfortunately, for Iron Banner. Minus original version. Resin. Alright. Here's your spoiler warning. I'm going to pause the recording, and when we come back from this pause, well, you won't see any difference in time, but I will. After this pause goes through, I will be fighting the new spoilered boss. And I'll be using a different team. I'm going to be going to my Zhao team, because I like using Zhao when the new bosses come around, so I can see how fast I can shred. Yeah, when I come back, I'll be fighting the new boss. This is a spoiler if you haven't seen who the new boss is. Lots of people have, but lots of people stay completely in the dark, so this is just your spoiler warning. When I come back, we're fighting the new spoiler boss, the new weekly one. You have been warned. I warned you several times before now. This is the spoiler boss. This is your final warning. You better get out of here if you don't want to see the fight. But yeah, I'm using Zhao. Actually, the only thing that's changed about units I've shown off so far is Zhao, and this is just my baby. Primordial Jade Winged Spear, 2-piece VV, 2-piece Glad, with some banging artifacts. That I could have a few things that are a little better. I could have a little less crit rate on some stuff. But man, I got some really good artifacts on him right now. So I could if I had Staff of Homa, I think I would probably use that over Jade Winged Spear right now. Because I don't need that 22% crit rate. I would be at 50%, but then I would go up 60% crit damage. I love the consistency of my crits on Zhao right now, but I would not mind having a Homa. But of course, that means I'd have to get a rerun and then wail on the banner, because I know I'm not lucky, and this is the new boss. And I'm so excited, because I thought this boss was a lot of fun when I fought them in the story. I am super pumped to be fighting them again. And say hi to Senora! This is continuing, like, you're seeing this boss, you fought this far in the story, which means you know what happens. Means you know she is. Like I said, here's your spoiler warning, I'm talking about the story now. Like, you had plenty of time to leave if you don't want to hear the spoilers. You've seen her die, and I saw people complaining about that. I'm like, but like, that's so cool that she was just executed. Like, that's awesome, I love it. Absolutely no mercy from the Raiden Shogun. Absolutely phenomenal. I thought it was great characterization for the Raiden Shogun. Just phenomenal stuff. I will say, I love this new mechanic of these little things on the side that you have to break to, like, cleanse the freezing element off of you. It's so nice. It's so neat. I love it. I just love this fight. I think this fight's incredibly fun. It's a nice change of pace from some of the other ones. I will say this phase gets a little tedious. I don't think this phase is as much fun as the phase 1. I think phase 1's a lot better designed, but hey, can't win them all, right? Oh, I don't have the Zhongli pillar down. I'm not getting the damage boost. My crits are only ringing out for like 50k. I could be doing so much better. Alright, now let's go cleanse this pyro, because this hurts. I wonder if we're gonna get her as a playable character. I've heard lots of people suggest that that's a possibility. But I don't know, after she just fucking died. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised one way or the other. They'd find a way. To be fair, some of the characters that we get to play with, it logically makes no sense as to why they're on our team. And I know that technically speaking, the characters being on your team is non-canon, that technically the Traveler is actually just wandering around solo during all of this, but they are not, in fact, being accompanied by like 4 different people that are helping them fight all these things. But simultaneous. Also, give me my burst. Thank you. Yeah. And now we should be able to hit the biggest crits of all. Man, I am not rolling high. There we go. 56k is fine. Tenacity of the Millilith is a great set, but sometimes if you can't get Zhongli's pillar to stay down, it can be a little inconsistent. Yeah, I have 32 of these. I don't mind spending these right now, personally. Oh, I got 2 of those. That's fine, I guess. I mostly just, yeah, I have Dream Solvent. It doesn't matter which ones of these I get. If I pull for Ball, I'll be able to transmute the ones that I don't need into the ones that I do need. I think at this point I have 4 of the new boss drops. This is still spoiler territory, if you care, I suppose. Oh, I have 5. I got 3 last week. I got really lucky last week. Yeah, I have 5, so that's like 3 level ups if I ever pull for Ball, which I think I'm going to. I'll probably wait until like the last week of her banner to see if I get lucky off just like all the random single pulls that I have that I'll be able to buy from doing like daily commissions and stuff. But yeah, that'll be it for the video. Thanks for hanging out and watching. Y'all are great. This is a little bit shorter, but that was on purpose. Trying really, really hard to keep it shorter because they added in a new boss, so everything's gonna be longer anyways. So adding in the cut time actually cut out time from the video, which is good. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all have been great. This has been another Felt Chat. You've gotten to see me enjoy stuff and be excited about things. And I hope you enjoy watching these. If you do, leave comments. Leave stuff for me to talk about in these. I'll talk about anything. Probably. As long as it's appropriate for the platform. Hell, sometimes if it's not appropriate for the platform. But either way, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching and hanging out, and hope to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.